Once again, this is Lady Butler, God's First Lady, putting God first in your life. And welcome back to Sister Share Your Heart. And on today I have another guest, and her name is Casey King. And we're going to find out exactly who is Casey King. So Casey King, welcome to Sister Share Your Heart, and how are you today?
Fine, and I'm happy to be here on your show.
So
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure. Here on Sister Share Your Heart, you know that we are all about opportunity. So we have given Casey King the opportunity today to share with you some of her pain and teach us how she has turned it into purpose. She does spoken word. Is that correct?
Correct.
So tell me a little bit, how did you get started in spoken word?
Well, I've been writing ever since I was a child.
Since you was a child? What
Yes.
age was that?
I'd say about 8, 9.
Okay.
Right.
And I believe so in the front of this particular segment on today, you did something regarding prison.
Right. Prison, jail, not only prison, but when I say prison, you can be incarcerated or you can be incarcerated in your mind.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Right.
How can you be incarcerated in your mind? I haven't heard of that before.
Well, because you can be sleeping, you can be all confused.
Okay.
You know, you can feel low, you can feel depressed.
And have you been at that point in your
Oh,
life?
yes,
Explain
yes,
that one
yes,
to me.
yes.
Explain some depressing moments, because this show is about pain and transforming it into purpose. So if there's someone out there, you know, who is feeling a little low on today, share a little bit how you conquered that pain and that depression in your life.
Well, first of all, about writing, because writing is like a release. But I know what you're saying. Everybody don't write. Everybody, you know, show their pain different ways. But writing truly helps me. But my pain started, I wrote that so long ago, when I got pulled over and I didn't have, my driver's license were suspended. And they took me down to Dade County. You know, I was doing nursing at the time, and I had on my little uniform, and I was so ashamed. But as I walked in there, that poem came to me. You know, and I was like, oh my gosh. So that's how that poem was born.
Okay.
And also, I have a son who's incarcerated.
Okay.
And that's you know, a lot of mothers have sons who's incarcerated, and they don't have anybody to speak to them about it, because, you know, they figured, you know, the son is being judged and the mother is being judged. So
How did you handle that? You know, I know that a lot of women deal with that, especially in Miami-Dade County and Broward County here in Florida. Exactly what went through your head as a mother to know that you had to separate yourself from your child? Explain those emotions that a person who hasn't experienced.
It was awful. I felt like it was my fault.
Your fault as a parent, like you felt?
Yes, like I failed him. I was ashamed.
And how did you cope?
Well, I'm going to be honest, straight up.
That's what this show about.
Okay, I'm going to be straight up, because I know there's somebody out there hurting just
Correct.
like me.
Relax.
Okay.
Relax.
No, I'm just getting a little emotional. I'm an emotional person. Most writers are emotional. But anyway, I didn't cope with it too well.
Okay.
But thank God I had people around me.
So how did you cope? Since you said
How did I cope?
We talked about
in a way, I had a little nervous breakdown.
Okay.
I had to be put in the psych ward.
Okay.
Because
And the reason why I want you to say this is the
Okay.
problem that a lot of African Americans have. We bottle everything up, and we don't like to share. A lot of people don't believe in psychiatric help or going to a counselor. What a lot of us do. A lot of us need somebody to talk to. And we're afraid because of the things we see or what we experience, and people label us as crazy. And some of us are not crazy. We just need some counseling and some rearing into the right direction. I would have had a nervous breakdown myself when I lost my child to death. So when you're losing a child, there are certain emotions that you go through.
Right.
So that's nothing for someone to put you down. I would break down too when you're taken away from your child, you know. So that's real.
Well,
But I believe if enough people start talking about their shortcomings, the world will be a much better place. Then we'll realize, well, she's not the only one that's going through this. There's somebody else going through it too. So your pain and your testimony is always for someone else. So
Well, I think it's taboo in the black community. You don't.
I would say indigenous.
know.
According to Paul Murray, he was one of
Yeah.
our guests on the show. We're not considered black, so I learned a lot on this show. So in the African, indigenous, I'm trying to. He messes my head up. So you
like
talking
it
about
too.
somebody that's crazy,
Yeah.
make you crazy. Go ahead.
Okay, but anyway, I just couldn't feel the fact that they say my son did. I just couldn't, I would wake up and say, oh no, this can't be real. It broke my heart. And I'm glad I did get psych help, because it truly helped me, because they give you art and
So when, because I like to dig a little bit deeper to understand if there's somebody that is going through a nervous breakdown, like how to recognize what different emotions did you go, were you screaming, were you yelling? When you say nervous breakdown, what do you mean nervous breakdown?
Well, no, I wasn't screaming. I was at work pretending that, oh, it's gonna be all right. I can handle
Okay.
it. But one day at work, I just broke down, because I was trying to be strong. I just broke down. I didn't want to eat. I couldn't sleep.
Did they go into drugs, or was it just, treatment?
No, it was a little drug, something to keep me, balance, counseling, art therapy, and it truly helped me.
Okay. So for someone that is going through that particular situation, what do you recommend for them? Including the therapy and the psychiatric help. Would that be a personal relationship with God in any form?
Well, I did pray. I prayed. Matter of fact, the artwork that I did, you do a collage, and I have a lot of saints around here, church saints, and first of all, don't be ashamed. Try to find someone who's been there, because if you don't talk about it, it's going to stay in you.
And you've also dealt with some abuse as well, correct?
Yes.
And that was from marriage and previous things. Could you share a little bit about that with us?
Well, my husband, he was on drugs, alcohol, and he used to like to fight.
He was very aggressive.
Very.
And how did he take that aggressiveness out on you, your husband?
By fighting me.
After he would drink?
Yeah.
Did you try to fight him back?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
And how did you get out of that situation safely? Because I know a lot of women, they can't get away, especially when you have an abusive spouse and they're trapped. How did you get away safely in this particular instance?
Well, the first time I went to a shelter for battered women.
Was the transition easy for you?
Yes, because I got tired of my furniture being taken out the house.
Okay.
He
So he
was
would
on crack.
take your furniture?
He was on crack,
Okay.
And I got tired of that. And
Did you pick up the signs in the beginning of your
No.
relationship? So how did it
because
start?
I didn't know anything about drugs.
So he introduced drugs to you?
No.
Okay.
No, he never did that.
Okay, so you both were happily married, and then overnight he just started using alcohol, and that's when it changed?
I think he was
He was
using
doing
it,
it?
but I wasn't street smart.
Okay.
I was
A lot of us aren't.
Yeah, I was a girl who grew up in the church. You go to church and you come home. My family, they sheltered us a
Me
lot.
too. Me too.
Yeah, so it was a lot I didn't know about the street. You know what I'm saying? So it was a roller coaster.
I could imagine.
It truly was. Because sometimes you go back
Yeah.
because you want to keep the family together.
So you stayed in a relationship for your children?
Yeah, I didn't want to, I wanted to stay married. But you know what? You really hurting the kids.
Okay.
And what really woke me up, when my son turned 18, and my husband was on one of his drunken bends, and he threw a CD at me. And my son, he's very quiet.
Yes.
He said, if you put your hands on my mother one more time, I'm going to cut your throat.
He's going to cut his throat.
His father, he told
His
that to his
father's
father.
throat.
So you know what? I said, you know what? It's time to leave it alone. I'm not going to let my son go for this. It's not worth it. It's not worth it at all.
And it's not worth it. So we encourage those women before it gets to a place where someone is murdered to walk away or seek help. There are many shelters. There are many, systems set up where you can get the services that you need, including CVAC. I send a shout out to Yvonne Mesa. She's the director. She was just in, I believe, the Miami Herald. And we salute her for all the work that she's doing. Programs like Safe Space in Miami, also Women's of Distress here in Broward County. So there are so many different, even my organization, which is nonprofit, My Sister's Keeper Place of Refuge. So you have help. Is there anything else that you would like to say to any young women who's aspiring to be an artist and to be a poet before we close out this segment?
Well, speak out of your heart. Whatever you're going through, speak out of your heart and keep it real. Because even when I was going through the abuse, one night I just broke down after all those years, and I stayed up all night just writing my feelings. And stick with it, because you can help a lot of people. And don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Because trust me, it's mental abuse, physical abuse. And it might be one of your co-workers. They're just ashamed to talk about it.
And how can they find you if they want more information? You have a CD?
I have a CD.
What's the name of your CD and your book if you want to present it to the audience?
Well, I have a CD with a message from a poet, but I have my book, but I haven't. It's copywritten, but I haven't quite put it together. They're poems.
Well, we have a publisher, and her name is Nicole Peters.
Oh, okay.
And so we do teach a lot of our women, how to get their books published or their, their aspirations into things that they would like to do. So we can give you that information. If there's anyone else that's out there that would like to have their own television show, we have different people, as well as our photographer, as well as cameraman, Dr. I keep saying Doctor. I keep calling him Dr. Chief Paul Murray. So we have everything, and just started, I am a firm believer. You have to get up, get out, and do something. It's not going to come to you. You have to make the effort. Yes, you will get tired. You will get weak. You might be a little bit out of it like I am today. But guess what? I'm here recording, and here's another segment until someone out there sees something and say, you know what? We need to put them on a bigger network like NBC, ABC. We are the next generation of Oprah Winfrey's and Tyra Banks. And it's up to us. So get up, get out, and do something. This is Sister Share Your Heart. And tune back in next time with us. Anything else you would like to say?
Well, maybe the next time I can recite some of my...
She's going to recite on battered women.
Battered women. I'm quite sure there's a lot of them probably feel the way I feel. I'm quite sure we can relate. And we're going to bring her back on the show so she can do another poem and another segment of sharing her heart. Until next time.